let's see how to go about creating a new workbook. Workbook is a term that you use for the file that you create in Excel. If you want to create a workbook, you have two options available to you. One, you can use the vast amount of templates that come already packed into Excel. These certainly take a lot of the work out of trying to work out what you want to create. The second option available to you is to create a blank workbook and build what you require yourself. So let's take a look at how to create a blank workbook. The first option there is by using the shortcut key, which is Control-N. There we have it, a blank workbook is opened. The other option is to use the File tab. So let's click there and the Backstage view will be opened. In the Backstage view, we select New. Once we select New, then we'll see a selection of templates. For today, we're going to choose Blank Workbook. So let's click on Blank Workbook. There we have it, the blank workbook is opened. Within the workbook are what are called worksheets. As you can see, we have one sheet opened at the moment. The worksheet is divided up into grid lines, which are made up of columns and rows. The columns being the A, B, C, D, etc., and the rows being the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. A cell in the worksheet is where the columns and the rows intersect. So in this case, the cell B2. You can also see that there. Okay, now I'll open up a workbook that I've created earlier on. We can take a look at some of the features. So let's take a look at some of this text. So in this column here, we want to change the alignment. If we go up here, we can choose align to the left, or we can center align it, or we can right align it. Say the row is larger than what we normally have, so let's make that bigger. And then at the moment it's centered, so we want to put it at the top. Or we can put it back to the center or the middle. So say we have this row here that's larger than the other ones. Let's click up here and then we want to make them all consistent in the same size as these rows here. So let's click on one of the ones that we want to change the size to, and then double click here. And there we have it. All the rows are at the same size. So you've entered in some text that is larger than the cell. This is an example here. It's going on to the next cell. We want to keep the column the same width and keep it consistent. So one way to do that is to click on the cell and then choose Wrap Text. So let's click that. And you can see the cell width is still the same and the text fits into one cell. If you want to highlight one particular cell, there is a few options available to you here. You can choose bold. You can change the style of the text. Make it italic. You can also underline it. From there, you can highlight it. In this color, we've got various colors in here. We can change it to green, or you can remove it. Or we can change the font color. Adding a new worksheet is easily done. At the bottom of your workbook, you will find a plus sign. Just click on that and you'll see a new worksheet is opened. Say we want to rename that worksheet. Just right click on there and you'll see a few options come up. Now let's select rename, and then we just type in the new name of the worksheet. Okay, so we find that worksheet is in the wrong place and we want to change its location to be maybe the first one. Let's left click on it and we just drag it across. Yes, so see, and then plug it here. Okay, so we find that we now don't want that worksheet. So let's remove the worksheet from our workbook. Just right click on it and then go up to delete. and be given the option, so then we just choose yes, delete. You may find that you want to protect one of your worksheets so it cannot be changed by anybody. To do this, let's click on sheet 2 here, then we right click on it. Let's go to protect sheet. Now you'll be prompted to enter in a password, so let's make up a new password for our worksheet. Then click OK, and you'll be prompted to re-enter that password again, so let's enter it again, and then choose OK. Okay, now let's just try and do some updates in our worksheet. Okay, now you'll be prompted with, you cannot do that because it's been protected. So let's go right click again on here, and then we want to unprotect it so we can update the worksheet. Let's choose unprotect sheet, and then re-enter in our password again. Choose OK. And now we find we can enter in our text again. Okay, so that's all for now for looking at creating a workbook and the worksheets within it, and also going over a few of the aspects of the worksheet. So now let's move on to the next subject.